Hi folks, this is Vent with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly review Weapon Shop Fantasy. This is a game that you can find on Steam for about 10 bucks. So I actually recently completed this one. I spent about, I want to say 16, 17 hours doing so, and I gotta say, I really enjoyed it. It's a semi-idler, in the sense that you're going to be watching things happen for the most part, but you do have control over certain things. Namely, you're going to get these heroes, and you're going to put them into your shop and work in different stations. And you will be able to craft things and sell them to make money. Now, how do you get the resources that you need in order to craft these things? Well, some of your heroes, and I hesitate to call them heroes because really they're workers. You're the shop manager, and these are just little workers. And you can actually have these people go out into the world, into various zones. Some are forest zones, some are like ice, some are lava, and you'll encounter different enemies in these different zones. But whenever they go out, they'll encounter various monsters or objects or mines, trees, whatever, and they'll get these resources along the way. There's also a fighting element to it, but you have no control over that. The only thing that you do have control over is whether or not they retreat whenever you tell them to. Like if they're up against a powerful enemy on their run, and they're about to get slaughtered, you can click the retreat button, and they'll keep everything they've gathered up to that point. If you happen to lose, then you lose everything. So, there's that. So you kind of have to babysit them as you send them out. And you can send a total of 4 different people out at the same time. Now, there is a bit of an RPG element to this as well. In addition to selling the items that you're making, you can also equip them to these characters that you're sending out. And you can also increase their attributes. So if someone's working on the forge for a very long time, for example, they'll gain a particular attribute that is specific to the forge. Or if they're working at a workbench or the alchemist table or whatever, they'll gain attributes by continuously crafting. And then using those attributes, they can, again, go out fighting and do better in the world and have a better chance of collecting resources and coming back alive. And again, the items that you're making, you can also equip to these characters. You can even enchant them. So, for example, if you're going out into the ice biome, you're going to encounter a lot of ice monsters. So you may want to craft some armor and then enchant it with these ice resistances so that this armor is better equipped to handle the ice biome. And then, of course, maybe a fire sword, which is strong against ice. So that way any of your attacks will actually do better against those monsters. So, yeah, I mean, you don't have to pay attention to little things like that. However, it just adds to the overall depth of the game, I think. And it's really enjoyable. Again, you just start off in a very small shop, and you're just this little guy. He looks like a vampire. And you're going to get, 1 worker, 2 workers, and they'll be crafting stuff. You eventually send one out, get some resources, come back, craft some more things. Oh, you're out of resources, send them back out, come back, craft a couple more things. Oh, send them out, come back, craft some more things. That's the general gameplay flow. Each of the 4 different workstation types, there's like the alchemist and the workbench and the forges, there's 4 stations for each. So you can have a total of 16 crafters. And again, 4 for each of the different stations. And then you have 4 slots for heroes to go out and do things, or should I say workers. And typically, you want to send the one with the higher stats out into the world to collect the resources so they have a better chance of staying alive. And of course, equip good gear on them too. But you're also going to receiving these requests. There's a little quest area, or like a little side quest / quest area where your main goal is to pay off the person that you owe money to. But in addition to that, you'll be able to pay people to come on board as workers. You'll be able to, this person wants a fire sword. I'll give that to them. Oh, now they're a worker. Some people might go, I'll pay you this much money to give me 15 of these spears with an attack of at least 15 or 20 or whatever it is. Or I want 5 of this particular sword with the earth elemental enchantment on it. And you have to make them before the time limit expires so that, because their order is only good for so long. So you're completing random orders, you're hiring more people, you're getting people through the storyline. You can also upgrade your stations. You can upgrade your shop. You can upgrade your person itself to, you get like make your people work faster or craft faster. There are various shop upgrades that you can take. There's also storage in this game, so you can store the items that you're making. And again, I love that there's so many different things going on with this. I know I said that you're crafting items in this game, but the quality of the items that you craft is dependent on the person's attributes that are specific to that station. So if you have a very low attribute for a particular crafting station, they're going to keep crafting crappy items until they level up in that attribute. And in doing so, they'll start crafting quality items. And again, that'll play a part in completing certain orders that require a good quality item. Or again, the good quality items can be equipped to your people that are going out and getting the resources and coming back. The only downside to the game is the babysitting. You're constantly sending people out into the world and coming back. And you have to watch the encounter screen because sometimes you'll come across monsters. It's random. Sometimes it'll be like a boss monster that they have no hope and no chance in beating. And they'll get slaughtered. So you have to be on top of clicking that retreat button before they get killed, because if you don't, they'll lose everything, come back, and that's it. Because if they die, they don't die, they just run away. They drop everything, though. But if you retreat, you get to keep everything you've collected up to that point. So you kind of have to babysit when they're out and about, unless you're so far ahead into the game that you're not worried about it anymore. But yeah, there's 8 different zones, and there's different difficulty levels for each zone. So you'll be able to, again, go from easy to medium to hard on these various zones. And I think there's like Inferno level 2. But the game actually finishes before you reach that point. But you can continue playing and make your shop even better than what it already is. I gotta say, for $10, there's a lot of playtime to be had here. Yes, it's semi-idly in the sense that, you know, you can automate your crafting stations. Keep crafting this. Fine, I'll keep crafting it. But there's also, you know, a hands-on element to babysitting the people that are going out and collecting things for you. Babysitting your crafters to make sure that they're not running out of resources, or, you know, if they do run out of resources, then switch them over to something else so that they can not only craft things for you and you can sell them for money, but you can also level their attributes in the process. So it's semi-idly, you know, but it's still a fantastic game. It's a little repetitious, I will say. You're going to be doing the same thing over and over. This is the kind of game that, like, I would have in a very small window on the one side of my monitor and then be doing something else. And on occasion, I'll come to it, do what I need to do, go to something else, keep playing my main game or watching my movie. It's just one of those games. And again, I had 17 hours in this, 18 hours before I beat it, and I can still play. And that's just on one playthrough. So 10 hours for an 18-hour playthrough, $10 I think is very fair for that. So yeah, do I recommend this one? Absolutely. It's quite good. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to me on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content I'm going to publish. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.